Okay, today we're going to fix your IP address. Well, I don't think it was broken, but we'll have a go at fixing it. So we're going to need a couple of things. We're going to need one of these, and we're going to talk about Dora, who's not on Explorer, but let's just roll some credits. Right, so we've got our router. I'm just going to push it a little bit higher up. We've got to get loads of stuff underneath it. So the first thing we need to set up for the router is its kind of settings, the main things that are there. So my router has got an IP address range that goes from 192.168.1.2 all the way up to 254. And it gives out leases for 7 days. And it also gives out some more information. It's got where the default gateway is and where to look for a DNS server. So the next thing that the router's got information is what leases it's got and where it's given out. So I said just now it had got 2 down to 254. So it knows what has been given out to which. And it works on MAC addresses, which is a 12-digit hexadecimal number, but it can remember things as well. So my computer has been given 192.168.1.12. And it's been given that until the 1st of the 12th, 2023. So it's gone back in time. So that's the server side of things in the router kind of setup, and it's called a DHCP server, Dynamic Host Control Protocol. Lovely words. So what we need to now is have a client. So I'm going to get one of these new Tesla phones, and I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to switch it on. We'll do the setup really quick. We'll connect to my Wi-Fi, and then the first thing it says, I want to know where a DHCP server is, and it's called Discovery. So it sends out a discovery packet to say, I want to know where a DHCP server is. It's a bit different. If it's an iPhone, it says, I want to know where a DHCP server is. But being Android, it's kind of nice and polite, and it just says, I want to know what a DHCP server is. So at that point, the DHCP server, which will get that packet, will send back to it an offer. And the way it works out the offer is it goes down its list and goes, what do I want from here? So is it one of these things that I know about already? And it's not. So it'll probably go, I'll offer 192.168.1.6. So it sends the offer. The Tesla phone comes back and says, yes, please, can I have 192.168.1.6? And that goes to the server, and then the server says, yeah, sure you can have that for 7 days. So we've got a discovery packet, we've got an offer packet, we've got a request packet, and we've got an acceptance packet. So Dora isn't an explorer. So, I think I've probably waffled on for enough now, and we now come to the elephant in the room. No, can't say elephant in the room because Paul Hibbert does that. I'll do a link to his channel in the thing. I'm going to use the giraffe in the room. No, don't look up. That's not a good thing to do. I said I was going to tell you how to fix your IP address. Right, we're going to do it, but I think you needed to know the first bit to start off with. So what we're going to do now is concentrate on the router side, because that's where you normally fix the IP address. So let's zoom in the right hand side. It's just dawned on me, I've not said why you need a fixed IP address. And the only thing I can do, give you an analogy. So if you always put your door keys in the safe, then anybody knows where to look for it. So if you end up putting your keys, leaving them in the door, putting them on the side, sometimes putting them on the key hook, leaving them in your coat pocket, even leaving them on the fridge. It makes it hard to find. And what you can do is you can have a strop and blame no, we won't do that. So if you've got a fixed IP address, it means everything knows where to go to find it, because you use the same number again and again and again. So let's go to setting a fixed IP address. So there's two ways of fixing IP addresses. The first one is you can change the range that we're using. So by default, we're using from 2 to 254. If we went from 50 to 250, that gives us 100 IP addresses, 49, 98 IP addresses that you could have fixed. And that's what you'd have to do for those, is you'd have to go to the individual devices and say, instead of using DHCP, which is that DORA thing, you can fix the IP address. So you could make your Home Assistant server be 192.168.1.37, and it'll always be on 37 because you fixed it on the computer. That's one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is by using what's called reserved addresses. I'm going to change things around because we've looked at settings. If we look at the reserved addresses, and what it does is you can see there that my computer has got an IP address of 192.168.1.12. And my computer's MAC address is this long 12-digit number. What I can do is I can say that's reserved for me. So every time my computer goes to ask, can I have an IP address, please? The router will go back and say, oh, okay, you can have .12. And that's the way it works. Right, hopefully that gives you an idea how fixing or reserving an IP address works. Now the bad news. It's different wherever you do it. When you're on PlusNet, it'll be different for doing it on BT, different to doing it on Vodafone, different to doing it on GigaClear, different to doing it wherever you are. And that's the problem, because I can't give you instructions on how to do it. I can give you the basics and the overview. What I'd recommend now is you go to your default gateway, so 192.168. whatever it is, and then enter the router's username and password, normally on the bottom of the router, and have a look what's there. If it's not obvious and you can't do it, speak to the support people. It's what you pay them for. You pay them to give you help. So I'm going to run for cover now and play the credits.